first point of entry, pulling down to the bottom and pulling through. Going from bottom to top, third point of entry, east to west or west to east, north to south, boom. What is up, Flockers? That is my fellow Lockers and aspiring Lockers. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how I do a 4-point rotation on my Microloc. So if you want to see that, then stick around. Okay, before we get started, I just want to do a little bit of a comparison. So this side of my head is completely done, retied, and this top half of my head has not been retied yet. So are we feeling the retied side or the unretied side look? How are we feeling? So over here we got a little bit of scalp, okay, fresh retie, scalp where it needs to be, but not too scalpy. Okay, and then on this side, we have the absolutely no scalp look. You guys be the judge. Are we feeling the freshly retied look side, or are we feeling the needs a retie, freshly grown out, 6 weeks, here we come look? And just to give a little bit of a close-up, just so you know, I do not have a specific braid pattern. In fact, my grid pattern, I would call the FWTM, fall where they may. So when I was doing my grid, I did not have perfect lines, I did not have perfect sections, and now my locks fall where they may. And I think that that is the biggest thing that attributes to me not having a super scalpy look, even on the day that I retie my locks. Like, when they're down like this, you can't even see scalp, which some people might not like that, but for me, the scalpy look isn't what I'm going for. So I like the fact that even on the day that my retie is fresh, that unless I am showing you my parts, you're not going to see them. That my hair still looks full and still has all of that going on. And then this side, which you could see there is a length shift. So on this side, it's up higher, this side is lower, what has been retied. So that's what we're looking like. And the back has already been done on both sides. It's pretty much done up to here. So it's just this little section right here. So I figured I would show you guys up close and personal on camera how I do it. All right, so first thing that I do is I go ahead and section off my hair, what needs to still be retied. Got a couple in the back, hold on. All right. So I do like that. And I simply do the takedown method, meaning that I take the one down that I am working on at that time. I do not use clips, although in my retie bag that I have here, I do have clips. So I would recommend, if you want to keep your parts crisp and whatnot, then to use clips. I don't use clips. I have both the big banana clips and then I also have the smaller duckbill clips. Both of these work wonders when trying to keep your locks separated, because you run into the risk of combining your locks. Thankfully, I have not permanently combined any of my locks. I have had some where I did conjoin, but I was able to go back in and get those separated, or take some scissors and cut, a couple of pieces of hair to separate them. So I haven't had any major conjoinings yet. I still have some in the back, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you on the side, because it's kind of harder to see on the back. All right, so let's see. We will go for this one in the front. All right, so my hair grows at different rates all over my head. So some places, I'm at 6 weeks since my last retie. I've got some places on my head that are a lot of new growth, and then I've got other places where there is just a little new growth. And then I've got these flyaways like this, which when I have these flyaways like that, all I do is I wrap them around the lock like so before I start the retightening process. And then the hole is not very large on this thing. and I can't just stick my lock through it. So what I do is I make a little tiny like loop type thing on my lock. So I just bend my lock up like so that I got a little loop, all right? And then that loop I'm able to knead through this hole, you see? So I got it through like that, and then I'm able to pull it through because some of my locks are thicker than others, especially the ones that I have that are budding on the ends. Those can be more difficult to get through, but thankfully even the thicker ones that I have still, I'm able to get through doing the bend it at the end method. So that is what I do. And then I go in and I try to make sure that I have, even though I don't have perfect parts, I still try to make sure that I am getting the hair from around that's supposed to be in that particular lock. So I will do a little bit of grooming. I usually do this a lot quicker, but like I said, I do it all by feel. And then I simply go through and the easiest way, some people say 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Some people say north, south, east, west. So we'll go with cardinal directions. North, south, east, west, depending on which way you're looking at it. So if you're doing a 4-point rotation, honestly, you can start in any of those directions, but most people prefer for their locks to end in the downward, for that to be north to south to be the last one. So honestly, as long as north to south is your last rotation, it doesn't matter what your first and your third rotation is. Whether you choose to go east to west, and then south to north, and then west to east, or if you start with west to east, and then go south to north, and then east to west. So I go the same way every time when I start. So like I said, depending on which way you're looking, it could be east to west or west to east. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. So I'm going from this side to this side, and I use my thumb to feel, so that way I know I'm not getting any other locks in there. I use my thumb and my pointer finger. All right, so I've done that. And I pull it through until it's to the end of where the new growth is. And then I go ahead and slide that through. All right. And then again, I'm using my fingers to feel, make sure that I have all the hairs that are supposed to be in this lock. Then I'm gonna go from south to north. Again, I'm pulling it down till we get to the end of the new growth. Pull that through. All right, then I'm going horizontal again, whether that's east to west or west to east. Okay, again using my fingers to feel, making sure that it's only going through this one lock. Pull it down to the bottom and pulling through, and then ending with north to south. North, down to south, pull it through. And depending on how much new growth you have, either you stop there or you go in for another set of rotations. And with me, I'm not so particular in that I have to get through the entire 4-point rotation. So I just did 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I have enough new growth to do another 2 passes, then that's what I'll do. But I'm not gonna do 4 passes just so I can say I did 4, and I'm not going to not do more just to keep it so that I only did 4 passes, if that makes sense. So I still have a little bit of new growth left, so I'm going to do my first point of entry. All right, and then I'm going to do, because now I can feel that I'm close to being done and I can't do but one more without it being too tight, so I'm just gonna go north to south. Oop, fell out. Go ahead and put that back in. All right, but yeah, like I said, I have enough space to just do that one more rotation. So this one, I'm not going to be able to do the full 4-point, but for me, it's more important that I'm finishing the rotation the way that I want to, and that it's comfortable for me, and that my scalp is not going to be hurting, that hairs are not being pulled out because I'm doing it too tight. That's more important to me than making sure that I get through 4 rotations when there's not space for 4 rotations. All right, So let's go ahead and do one more. Same thing, I pull out the next one that I'm ready to do. I'm gonna separate in the different directions to make sure that all the hairs that are supposed to be in this one are there. Those that want to use clips, you would put a clip here probably, wherever you feel like you need to keep the hair away from that lock so that you don't join them together. Unless you're trying to do that. If you're trying to do that, then go for that. If not, then make sure that you have some way to keep them apart, whether it's your fingers, whether it's an elastic band, something. All right, so first point of entry, pulling down to the bottom and pulling through. Now we're going, wrapping that loose hair around, going from bottom to top, south to north, pull that through. My third point of entry, east to west or west to east, pulling that through. And then the last one going down, north to south, boom. All right. Now this one has a little bit less left than the last one, so I don't even think I could get 2 more in, but I can get 1 more in because it's still a little too loose for me to just stop there. So I still want it to go down, but I don't want it to go exactly north to south like the last one did, because I don't want it to go through that same point of entry twice in a row. So what I'm gonna do, instead of going north to south, is I'm gonna go diagonally. So I don't know if you need a reference point, like northeast to southwest. So instead of going straight down, I'm gonna go this way so that it's still going downward, but now it's not going through that same point of entry. All right, so they're the 2 that we just did. And I'm gonna go through and do the rest of this, because as you see, we got Afro Puff over here and I'm loving it, but it's time for that retie. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up off camera. If you found this video helpful, make sure to click the like button, as that helps me so much, and go ahead and click that subscribe button so that you can join the flock. And while you're here, check out some of these other videos that have popped up on the screen. I'll see you there.